Hey guys, you're welcome on here. It's a pleasure to have you. This is bbnaija. Thank you for logging on Topical with bbnaija, Big Brother Nigeria Season 4 Reunion, Pepperdemgang episode 4. So this is what we have today. It happened with Ebuka ushering them into the room. Like you could see them, they look really gorgeous, cute, beautiful, handsome, whatever you. We had six housemates present in the house. So do I have their names? So we have we had Sheyi, Venita, Omoshola, Kim, Fraud, and Jackie. So today's episode was majorly on their diary sessions, like how they utilize their time in the diary session and what happened within the house. So it started with Omoshola, like, okay, who among them was like the most profound person, or the person who usually gets into the diary room, maybe spend more time and all of that. All hands were like, okay, it was Omoshola. So question for Omoshola was regarding Ebuka actually called him the chief reporter. So want to say, and so the reason for that, and asked him why, the reason for that. Was like, okay, you know what, he felt okay, it was once in a week to see Biggie. He saw Biggie as a dad, not even a friend. When Ebuka asked him if he saw Biggie as a friend, he said no, he saw Biggie beyond a friend, he saw him as a father. So he felt a dad, he felt that was an opportunity for him to actually share everything, whatever has happened in the 7 days. He has not spoken to anybody, because diary session, like, is your personal space, is a place where you go, you're one-on-one. This is where you just one-on-one with Biggie. Everything you have to say, you have to vent, you have to talk. Whatever is itching or biting you that you cannot talk with people, cannot talk with other housemates, that was an opportunity for you to just let it out. So he sought that opportunity and just utilized it. Like, just tell him, say, now like this, if you as it get hot, this is how it goes. And also the next question was for Jackie. To Jackie, okay, who was more of a diary person? And Jackie was like, of course it is Omoshola. Between Omoshola and Kafi, he said Omoshola. Well, then she spoke extensively on Kafi, that Kafi was parrot, that she felt okay, there was something really well, let's not forget that they've been having beefs for those reasons she felt okay. Jackie always go there to talk about people, talk about just go there to paint, just have a painting of other persons, to Biggie and all of that. So I really don't know. Of course, it's a personal space. And well, Venita was also asked the same question. So how did she feel about Cafe in the diary session? She was like, you know what, she actually liked the fact that Cafe utilized the diary room very, very well. She would say, oh, that was very smart of her. She was one of the persons who utilized it extensively. Like, okay, she knew the reason for the diary room, she knew what the diary room was for, she knew how to find her way in the diary room through Biggie. So that's at the end of that, there was a break, and after the break, the next question was to came up, like, okay, her feelings about the diary session, Biggie and all of that. She was like, oh, you know what, she felt so, because she feels that Biggie really did not like her, and the reasons was like, okay, she did not have the opportunity to really talk to Biggie. Like, even her diary session was like too fast and too, so what she was expecting was, okay, one question to another, then it will confess. But unfortunately for her, it was just so fast and short. I feel that was about the only one time she ever had time to talk with Biggie before she left, before she was evicted from the house. Okay, and okay, to Jackie, what was also her response on that? Jackie was like, similar with Kafi, that okay, she felt okay, one conversation would lead to another and it would make it longer. But unfortunately for her, maybe from the very beginning, but I feel over time she actually learned them to utilize the time and the opportunity very well. Well, in the same vein, Jackie concluded by saying, you know what, for any of the persons that actually utilized the diary room session, she believed that they would have seen Big Brother Nigeria for a very long, they would have seen previous sections of Big Brother Nigeria, and know that the diary session was one place where you need to actually utilize your strength, your strategy to get attention, Biggie's attention, people's attention, even outside the house and all of that, because you wouldn't just go there. Well, anyway, Omoshola stood against her, that he never saw as an extrovert. As an extrovert, it was a personality thing, and as an extrovert, that was the way he is, or that is who he is. And the same way Fred also said yes, because whether you like it or not, they will also be told some guidelines in the process and all of that. She also tried to counter the fact that okay, they had some pre, so it was left for the individual to do some of their research before getting into the house. Well, I'll just like to comment here a bit that, you know what, this is Big Brother house. Whether you've not been, even if you've not been following extensively, the opportunity has come. Why not? There was nothing wrong going to former housemates, going to people that were there before, people that have been there, to ask them, okay, what happened? Even if you're not really an ardent follower before them, to ask them questions, what has been happening, how do you go about this, how do you do it? Is just wisdom or proper thing to do, so that you will not be in. Moreover, there are even some videos on YouTube that you can watch on how people react, the response of people. Then when you get there, yes, you're going there with your genuinity, you're going there with who you are, but at least learning from persons, getting one or two information from people who have really followed through and also who have been there is not a bad idea. That's even a learning process for everybody. Sometimes in the journey of life, or in our journey, we need some. Even when we have some of all the knowledge we need, we just need some to borrow some learnings from people who have passed through the road, or who had passed through the road, so that it will be a bit easy and simple for us. So that's my observation there. So it was left for them to take actions. Okay, there was a break. Then after the break, Messi, Tacha and Ike joined them virtually, like the Zoom system. So the first question goes to Messi, like, Messi, she was really emotional about Biggie, and so what was the reason for that? Was it so deep? Like, was she really falling in love with Biggie? So they showed a flip and picture of them, of how she and Kathy, they were talking about Biggie and what have you. It was really emotional. So obviously they really liked Biggie, they fell in love with him, and her first response was, oh, she liked Biggie really, and also she also liked his voice. So I think, yes, like Ebuka actually said before then, that some of the female housemates actually had a teen likeness actually for Biggie. So you wanted to confirm for sure you really like. Women are very emotional, so when it comes to the opposite sex and the person is giving you a bit of attention, you get to the diary room, you feel, oh, I'm very comfortable with this person. You feel, oh, I can talk to this person. I see him as a big brother. I see him as someone who I can confide in. I see him as my protector in this place. I see him as my shade. It's very easy for women to like that. They say, okay, Tasha was also asked, and same thing, she also said she liked she liked Biggie. She saw him as a big brother. She saw him. So all of them were really asked, okay. And that was similarly like almost everything. Who they vented. Okay, the next question was who they vented most about in the diary question. And most of the persons that were highlighted were Fraud, Tacha, Messi, Omashola, and Fraud. Like at every point in time, they even show clips, or yes, at everybody, all of them were like, oh, fraud, for one reason or the other. So whatever it was, you know, in a house where we have so much people, there would always be one person you do not like for one reason or another. We know why people actually did not to some extent. For Mashallah was like, oh, people felt, oh, he was a bit loud and what have you. Then for Fraud, Tacha, we know for Tacha. So some of these things, let me not start this. If you watch them, some of the clips, then you would see reasons why people always talk about each other. Yes, so that was what went down in today's review. So for me, it was like, okay, I think for people out there who are auditioning now, they would really be looking at what is happening to know how to also act when they get into the Big Brother house. Not just the Big Brother house, in our everyday life. Like since I started doing review of these things, I've noticed one thing. This is life, and taking our actions for what we want to do is the best we could actually do for ourselves. Especially when the opportunity comes, just give it the shot you need to give it. Like they say, take a shot at fame. When you've taken that shot, act on it, do everything you need to do. The opportunity has come for me to be in the Big Brother house. If I've gone through auditions to be selected, come on, if I've gone through the stages of auditions to be selected as one of the person that will be out of millions of youth that have an audition for that in our country, Nigeria, you are privileged, your opportunity to be there. That is even a great opportunity. Now I'm getting into the house. Forget it. By the special grace of God, I'm going to do what I have to do. So that was it. And then I'll end this section by saying Ebuka eventually ended the show by saying, love or trust a few, do wrong to no man. That was very profound and caught my attention. So I'm Esidemga. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. I hope to see you again in our next review, and do have a very, very pleasant night. Bye.